This is Kamera again. We're on day number 81. Judges chapter 10 through 12. Judges 10, 11, and 12. We last read where Abimelech was the last judge. Abimelech, he was the son of Gideon, and he completely terrorized the children of Israel. Once they revolted against him, he was a terror. So you guys do want to read that. That was yesterday's lesson. That was in Judges 8 and 9. So today, Judges 10 through 12 starts off with new judges. They covered a couple of judges. One was like 22 years in place. Another one was 23 years. What's amazing is how they talk about the children they had. Like they had like 30 children. They had 40 children. But the children of Israel turned their back on God. Are you surprised? That's what they've been doing. They would turn their back on God, abandon God, and they would serve idols. They would completely go against what God taught them. And so the Philistines and the Ammonites started to oppress the children of Israel. So they cried to God. They cried to God. Lord, we sinned against you. We abandoned you. We know we need your help. God answers, and he's like, I'm not playing this game with you guys anymore. I've forgiven you time and time again. I was the one who delivered you from Egypt. I was the one who brought you to this promised land. I was the one who helped you to win the battles that you wanted to acquire this land. I'm not playing this game with you guys anymore. How about we do this? Contact those gods you left me for and have them to help you. Okay? And so children of Israel, they didn't give up. They started crying to God, asking God to help them. And so what they eventually did after that was they sent out notice that they needed someone to, whoever destroys the Ammonites, Philistines, then will go ahead and make them ruler. So get this. There was this guy. His name was Jephthah. Jephthah, he was the son of Gilead. Gilead had multiple sons, but this son right here was born of a prostitute. And so his brothers, what they did was they ran Jephthah away. They ran him away because the son of a prostitute. You're not going to get our inheritance. So yeah, you got to go. All right. Jephthah, while he was away, he had gained this group of men, this gang of ruthless people, and so later on, the elders contacted Jephthah. Said, "We need your help. We need you to deliver us from this oppression. We need you to get rid of the Ammonites." Jephthah's like, "Wait. Weren't you guys responsible for sending me away from you guys, and now you're asking me for help?" They're like, "Well, listen, if you destroy them, we'll let you be our ruler." Okay? And so Jephthah's like, "Really? You guys gonna let me be your ruler if I destroy the Ammonites?" And they're like, "Yeah." So what he does is Jephthah, he go ahead and he contacts the king of Ammon, and he asks, "What's up? What beef do you guys have with us?" And they're like, "Well, you guys stole our land and we want it back." Jephthah, what he does is he recaps on what really happened. He goes and tells them how God was the one how first of all, when they were heading in that direction, how they had request passage through, and how the kings of Sion and of the Amorites and Og of Bashan and all of them, how they had asked to pass through, and they told them no, what have you. They did not cross over their land. They stayed along the Arnon River. They did not take their lands. Anyway, he also said that another thing is, we're not the ones who took your land. God took your land and he gave it to us. This was like over 300 years ago. Dude, you need to let this go. How about we do this? Whatever God gave us, we keep, and whatever your God, Chemosh, give you, you keep. Okay? So, of course, Ammon wasn't hearing that. He was not hearing that at all. So, so Jephthah, he makes a vow to God, and he's like, God, um, if you give me victory over the Ammonites and the Philistines, then I will sacrifice whatever greets me when I win this, after I win this victory, whatever comes out of my house, I will sacrifice that to you. So God gives Jephthah the victory over those enemies. And guess what? First thing greets him out of the house, his one and only child, his daughter. Bittersweet victory. So now he has to uphold his end of the bargain. He shares that with his daughter. And his daughter, she was good about it. She was good about it. So yeah, his one and only daughter. And so fast forward, Ephraim finds out about the battle. They want to fight Jephthah. They want to straight out fight him. Why did you call us and tell us that you were up against those enemies? Jephthah's like, oh, I did contact you. From the very beginning, I contacted you. You guys did not respond to me, so I had to risk my own life to go and handle this business. So then they have war. Can you believe it, guys? They have war. And yeah, Jephthah wins that battle. And it says here that he killed over how many? I forgot how many men. Thousands of them. Thousands of them died. Of the Ephraimites died. And so, yeah, Jephthah only ruled for like 6 years. And after him, there was another judge for like 8 years, 6 years, 7 years, or what have you. There's like maybe 3 judges after Jephthah. But you notice before Jephthah, there was like judges that were like 22, 23 years. After him was like 7, 8, and he only did like about 6 years himself. So yeah, that's where we are, guys. The book of Judges. And remember, when the children of Israel left Israel, their ruler was Moses. And then after that, their leader was Joshua. And so after Joshua, now we have these judges that are leading the children of Israel. Another thing I want to remind you guys of is when God gave them that their territories, their promised land, he had told them to drive out the inhabitants, or they're going to become a thorn. They're going to be tempted by their gods or what have you. And that's exactly what's been happening. So they've been serving God, coming back to God, turning their back on God once their ruler dies or things are good. And so they start getting distracted by everything. And then next thing you know, they stop following God. They abandon God. And they cry to God whenever there's a problem. God send deliverance. And then they're good for a little bit. Things are good. Just like us, guys. When God blesses us, a lot of times we'll get distracted. And we stop being as faithful and as close to God. And yeah, so guys, be careful of that. When you have a moment or in your time in life where you're not focused on God and everything in life is just distracting you, regroup. If you ask God to help you, notice it first of all. Notice that you are not being that relationship with you and God is not being nourished. Then what you need to do is ask God to help you. Help you. Lord, help me not to be distracted. Help me to get more focused on you. He said anything we ask according to his will, he'll give it to us. And definitely his will. He wants us to acknowledge him in everything we do. He wants to be included in our lives. He wants to be the head of our lives. He don't want the things that he blessed us to become our gods, a distraction that causes us to abandon him and forsake him. So you see what's happening to the children of Israel, how those things became an oppression to them. So yeah, guys, ask God to help you understand what's going on in your life. Ask him to understand what's going on with your relationship with him. Ask him to help you to understand what's going on in his word and what you should get out of his word. But God is all in this thing. So ask him to open your eyes and ask him to help you to strengthen your relationship in him, okay? And to be more focused on him and to be more appreciative of him, okay? So guys, that was day number 81. Judges 10 through 12. Okay? You guys have a God-filled blessed day.